Hello, welcome to the ESP Web Getting Started webinar. My name is Lisa, and today I will be demonstrating how to get started with ESP. We will be searching for products, generating a preferred vendor list, and reviewing other information ESP provides us. First, you'll open up any internet browser, and in the URL, you'll put in search esp.com. This will bring us to our login screen. Well, you'll put in your ASI number, your username, and your password. If you ever forget any of these, you can utilize the I forgot, and let's log in. So ESP brings together over 3,000 suppliers' products. It allows us to narrow down your results to exactly what it is you're looking for, including searching through suppliers by ratings and locations. So there's usually two scenarios when you're coming into the business. One might be that you already have relationships with suppliers. The other might be you don't. You're brand new and you need to know what suppliers to use when you come into the system. Well, there is a way for our system to assist with allowing you to search for the best suppliers that might work for you. So first of all, let's do a general search. This is our general search bar. If you notice, it automatically defaults to products. You can also change this to suppliers to do a supplier search or a decorator search. There also is an opportunity for gifts and incentives. This is a membership that you can purchase, and you could speak to your account representative at any time to find out more information about that. So we'll leave it at products, and we're going to do a search for, let's do bags today. I'm just going to do a general search for bags, and you'll see that there probably are quite a few bags in our system, over 123,000 from 1,700 plus suppliers. Okay. So the first general rule I will tell you is I would choose a category if possible. So let's go ahead and just choose shopping bags today. Okay. So what you'll see that happens is it initiates my preferred rank section. So the first thing we're going to learn about is called our preferred vendor list. This is a list that you create and you maintain. It allows you to keep track of the vendors that you open accounts with and create a relationship with. Also, you'll have your own personal way to rank your vendors. Are they your preferred one, your preferred two, preferred three? Where this becomes useful is instead of coming in here and searching through 506 suppliers, you now have the opportunity to say, hey, I only want to search through my preferred vendors, the ones that I created and I have set up on my list. So I can come here at any time. I could search through the 276 products that are offered through all my preferred, or I can look at my preferred ones, my preferred twos or threes. So at this point, if I go ahead and I click on all preferred, it's only going to show me 10 suppliers. If I open up the supplier section, these 10 suppliers are part of my preferred vendor list. And that way, I don't have to look at all the other vendors in the system. I always have the opportunity to, but maybe it is, I just want to work with the vendors that I put on my list. Okay, so we're going to go through how to create a preferred vendor list, and then we're going to go through perhaps a brand new distributor, and I don't have a relationship set up with any suppliers yet. Because either way, if you have relationships set up already, or you need to keep track of who you're creating relationships with, you'll want to utilize that preferred vendor list. So let's get started with that. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a user icon. We'll click on that, and you'll go to Preferred Supplier Notes and Admin. Preferred Supplier Notes and Admins, you're not going to have a list here. I have a list here because I have to show you what this looks like in training, and it does take about an hour for it to apply to your system. So you'll come up here and say Create Preferred Supplier List. You'll name your list. No one sees the name of it but you. You can come in here and name it whatever you wish and say Create List. Okay, so here's what it looks like. The name of my list, 0 suppliers, 0 users, and 0 websites. If you also have purchased a e-commerce website as part of your membership, you most likely will see all 3 of these sections. And that is because you can apply it to your website also, and I'll get to that in just a moment. The first thing is no matter what, we're going to have to start searching for suppliers. So over here, let's go ahead and search for, we'll say Sanmar. And click search. And it will pull the vendor's information towards the bottom here. Okay. So some companies do have their sister company in a different ASI number that work with the Canadian distributors. If that's you, then you would probably want to add in the Canadian or the Canada, Sanmar Canada. In this case, we're going to add in the US, so we're going to say add. And what you'll see also happens is once you add, the rank and price button becomes available. If I click on this button now, this is where I can change my ranking. Maybe you don't know. They all come in as a default at rank 3. You don't have to change it for now. Maybe as you start using them, then you move them up the ladder or down the ladder. But just to show you, you just easily click on one of those buttons. Now, the other part over here is the price calculator. So as a distributor, you are going to receive the standard net cost now. But when you build a relationship with a supplier, whether it's existing or you're going to build on it, you can get to a point where a vendor might honor special pricing for you. The special pricing is a business relationship between you and the vendor, and what ASI allows you to do is put in that you receive special pricing. Okay, so if a vendor agrees to give you an honor special pricing, whether it's off a net cost or list price, you can come in here and mark whatever that special pricing might be. Maybe it's next quantity pricing or end quantity pricing. You would mark it. Obviously, you can add other details or a preferred category and say save. Okay? That agreement is between you and the vendor. ASI just provides a way for you to keep track of what those special pricings are. So let's go and put in Alpha Broder, the other large apparel vendor, and say search. I can add, and I would do the same thing. Rank and price, if I wanted to, I can come in here. Maybe Alpha Broder you would rather prefer to use over Sanmar. Maybe they're the same. I'm not sure however that works out, but you can come here and change the ranking also. And then obviously the preferred pricing, if it's honored, you would put in here and say save. So when I click on two suppliers now, you'll see both suppliers listed here. And if you ever need to go re-rank, remove, you can continue to add vendors as you wish. Okay. Now, if you only have ESP Web in your membership, then you probably will not see this. That list will automatically apply to your ESP Web account. Again, that does take about an hour. If you also have a website, now you're going to have to assign that list to wherever it is you want it to apply. First of all, 0 users. In this case, you're going to see all my teammates here. We're all part of this corporation right here. So you'll only see your name if that's the only one that's on the license, or you'll see how many licenses that you have will show their names. So usually it's 1 or 2 when you're starting off, and you would want to come here and say add. That way I now know I took my preferred vendor list and I applied it to my web account. Okay. Then you also have the opportunity for your website. So you'll click on 0 websites, and again, you're only going to see your website listed here. Obviously we see my whole teams, but you will say add also. So for you to know that you created the list, you'll see the number of vendors. It should say 1 that you applied it to your ESP Web account, and it should say 1 that you applied it to your website. Okay? So let's come out and just review that real quick. In the upper right-hand corner again, you're going to go into the user icon. You're going to go to Preferred Supplier Notes and Admin. You're now going to see the name of your list. And you can work with that list at all times. You'll click into it. You'll see the vendors that you added. You can always edit and continue to add in vendors as you wish. Okay, so let's go back to ESP Web. And let's take a look at what it looks like when a vendor's on your preferred vendor list. I'm just going to click up here and go to my last search. Okay, so when that comes up, you're going to see I am in my all preferred, but no matter if you're here or not, if you have a vendor that's on your preferred vendor list, it will be indicated by this little blue ribbon arrowish icon. And when you hover, it will tell you exactly where you rank them, preferred 3, preferred 1. If you put in preferred pricing, let's go into this product detail page. I believe I put in preferred pricing on this vendor. The additional information you'll see now is you'll always see catalog price, you'll always see net cost, but now because I put in special pricing, I can see the preferred column. And if I hover, it tells me what I put in as my special pricing, NQP, next quantity pricing applied to net cost, and the profit will now show off of my preferred pricing. It will never change your original price, and it will never change the price that's out on your website. Okay, this is strictly for you to see that information. Okay, so let's go back to my search. And we're going to remove preferred ranking. We're going to act like we're brand new to the industry. I need to use the system to locate some vendors and products that I want to use. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. And I'm still here at where I chose my category. And then if I come down, you'll see it opens up all these other options. And if I look over to the right, you'll see that our vendors are rated a 1 through 5-star rating by distributors like you. Now that you're a distributor, after you utilize a vendor, you have the right to come in here and rank them. The number in parentheses will tell you how many distributors took the time to rank them. And maybe I need to go by that. So over here to the left, you're going to see supplier rating. Maybe you do 2 stars and up, 3 stars and up. I like to do the 4 stars and up. So I'm going to click that. And now I know I'm looking at all the vendors in the system that have been given the higher 4-star and up ratings, and they carry shopping bags. Okay. Usually the next question is, well, can I search by location? Well, sure. Down below here, you're also going to see an option for state, province. I can open that up. Whether you're in the U.S. or Canada, you'll be able to see the state or province that the products are coming from. This does not go in alphabetical order. It does go in the highest quantity at the top. So let's just say I was located in Missouri and I wanted to take a look at these 793 products. I could just click on that. It's only going to show me the vendors, 793 products, 10 suppliers that are located directly in Missouri. They're all going to be listed here. The number off to the right is going to tell you how many products they carry. So if I was interested to know where a vendor was exactly located, I would come over here and I would hover over the ASI number. If I quickly hover over the ASI number, it's going to tell me where they're located, how to contact them. I can go directly to their website. I can rate them from here after I use them. I can view all their products in the system, and I can view all the supplier details here. And actually, this particular vendor has a chat room for you to chat with them. Instead of calling or emailing, this particular vendor does have a chat room available to you. I actually don't have my chat open right now, but let me show you that real quick. I could turn this on and off very easily. It will automatically open up here if I click here. So let's go ahead and click on that. It's going to ask me, would I like to turn on my chat? I'm going to say yes. I'll show you how to turn off and on your chat. It will open up here to the Magnet Group's room, and I can go ahead and chat with them directly. It's just an easy way for you to chat with those vendors. You also have an option to chat with general people, maybe other distributors down here, but there are vendors that purchase their own rooms, so you can communicate that way also. Okay, I'm going to minimize this, and I am going to show you it will open up a chat box down here. Just so you're familiar with this, in the upper right-hand corner, if I click on my user icon, right here is ESP Chat. I can turn it on and off very easily right there. Okay? I usually just keep it off because it comes up. Sometimes it covers things in my training. So I'm just going to keep that off for now. Okay. So when we hover over that ASI number, the other very important area is this View Supplier Detail. I can click here or just click on the ASI number. Either way, it is the same page that it will bring you to, and that is going to be the supplier detailed information. Okay? They provide this information. Their hours of operation, how to contact them. Any artwork comments will be here. Production time, rush time, what type of decorating methods. If they have their catalogs available for you, you can click right into the hyperlink here and view their catalogs online. Over here to the right tells you when they become established, how many employees they have, what type of functions, any other information they want to share is here. Also independent references, and then their rating system. You can see how many times they were rated, what they're rated, and if I click right here, read distributor comments, it will give you any comments that any distributors have said about them, and you could take a look at them. Okay. Now, maybe I do want to add them onto my preferred vendor list. Okay, I see that they are on my preferred vendor list, but I do want to show you that you have an option right here that says preferred. If you click on that, I already have them ranked as a preferred 3. But if I wanted to add them on my list because they weren't there, I could click over here to the right and say preferred list manager. I'll check off the name of my list. We'll put them on the new list and say save. Remember, I had a list already. So we'll just leave it like that because I have to show you what that looks like during training. So once I add a vendor on through this option, just so you know, to re-rank them or work with the pricing, special pricing, you would have to come up through the admin way and go to user, preferred supplier notes and admin. This way will only allow you to add it. You'll always have to go through the admin. You also have the capability of saying add company. If I clicked on add company, it means I'm adding the company to my CRM, my customer relationship manager system. Chat, I can click here again, and you can view all their products at any time here. The other important area here is this notes area, because this is your place where universally you can keep notes, and you can always go and see those notes no matter when you kept them. You can see that I have notes already that I've put in on other days, and anytime you want to make a note, then you can put it here and always be able to come here and see it. Okay, and that was all from clicking on that ASI number or coming to view supplier details. That'll give you the most information about a vendor. Okay. I am going to remove state province. That way I can work with a couple more products right now. Okay, so I showed you how to search by the rating. I also want to let you know that by location, if the state doesn't work for you, you can also do the region or country underneath. Okay, so the U.S., Canada, but maybe we just want to do the Midwest region. I could do the whole Midwest region. That way I'm not narrowed down specifically to one state, but I'm located in the Midwest. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of these sections on the left-hand side. So at any given time, the number of suppliers here will be listed right here for you. This is the only section that is in alphabetical order. The other thing that this section has is these little boxes in front of the options. If you see a section that has these boxes, that means you can make multiple selections and hit apply. If you do not see those boxes, that means you can only make one selection. Okay? Price. This is going to be customer's price. This is always the customer's price that this is being referred to. If you know that, then you can select it. Color, material, size, all works the same way. I choose one general selection first. Maybe it is a black shade or a white shade. In this case, let's just say a blue shade. It will then break down the color further. Do you need medium, dark, bright, light, metallic? Material works the same way, and so does size. So if I was needing a general size, 12 to 18 inch, if I open it up, then I would see the specific dimensions here. Okay? All right. Shape, that usually becomes a little more useful, smaller items, magnets, keychains, but you can open up that area and see different shapes. Theme, one of the things I like to point out about theme, eco-friendly, recycled is here, becoming more and more popular, so eco-friendly products, and that can be found here in theme. Imprint method. So, two choices, right? You're either, in most cases, most people are going to have the vendor do the imprint. So maybe it is you know what type of imprint method you need ahead of time. If you do, then select it. If you don't, then don't select anything. But if you also know, maybe you do some of your own imprinting or you're using a third-party imprinter, then you can select unimprinted. I'm going to leave it the way that it is for now, so I have enough products to show you what I need. Production time. Obviously, pretty self-explanatory. You can come here and select when you need that product by. Line name, trade name, just so you know the difference. Obviously, line name could also be another word for a brand name. So line name and brand name, a lot of vendors carry their own, so you might see the name of vendors here, but there are plenty of other line and brand names available if you're looking for them. Trade name would mean that that supplier has the license to carry the registered trademark name brand, so they would have to have that. There's our state, province, Canadian friendly. In most cases, maybe you'll have a customer that needs you to ship to Canada, or you're located in Canada, either way. In most cases, Canadian friendly means that it's showing in U.S. pricing. Canadian means it's showing in Canadian dollars. So US dollars versus Canadian dollars doesn't always mean that, but in general it does. Okay? So I would always come here if I wanted to ship something to Canada. And obviously, if you were a Canadian vendor, you most likely would be showing a Canadian address, and most of the Canadian vendors' products would be showing up at the top. Okay, this new section, new options. This all became new and available to us. What it is, it's a new way that our suppliers can connect to ESP. They can actually connect through the data system now. So that provides them to be in a live product feed. They can provide live inventory, and they can be e-com connected. This has to be something that they have to enroll in. And let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to check this off just to show it to you all on one product here. So if they are in a live product feed, they'll have these two arrows that point in opposite directions. This means that this is the most real-time data that you can receive about a product. Their system is connected directly to our system. When they update something, it comes over to ESP. E-com connected. Now, this means the supplier accepts orders electronically and or can provide the order status through ESP. This is all new, along with the new CRM and order system that rolled out in November. So we can go ahead and know that we can submit an order to these vendors through the computer system. And let's do the last. The check inventory, I could do this in the product detail page, but I can also do it here. So let's do check inventory. And in this case, this means the vendors can give us their live quantity numbers that they have in inventory. This could save you a phone call. Instead of calling to see if they have the inventory and this is available, you can click here and see if they have enough to fulfill your order. Okay. So I'm going to remove that live product feed for now. And the last section down here, just so you're aware, is the quick click area. Okay. Most popular Canadian price, new products might be something you're interested in, made in the USA. We are going to utilize this virtual sample ready area. So I'm going to click on that. And what virtual sample ready means is that when we're using those products, and we're going to pull a couple products into a presentation, if you remember. We're going to act as if our customers need some ideas. We're going to put them into a presentation. I want to be able to put my customer's logo on those images, and that's exactly what that little icon is going to represent, that you can create virtual samples. I can bring my customer's logo onto those images in my presentation, and it will show the customer what their logo could look like on the product. Okay? I do not need to do it individually. There is an option in your presentation where you apply it to all of the images at once. So the last area over here I'd like to go through is this quantity. So this quantity is going to mean your minimum quantity. So if I move over to the right here and I see this number after price, 50, 100, 250, that's your minimum quantity that needs to be purchased. So maybe your customer only needs 100 bags. And you could probably call the vendor and they'll sell you below minimum, but most likely they're going to charge you an extra fee to do so. So we're going to go ahead and add in 100 over here. It's now going to search through those 108 products and show me my below minimum fees, the ones that meet the below minimum. Before I do that, I just want to make sure in case I lose this. This view by featured suppliers. These are the line name or brand name suppliers can feature their products here. Also, they can sponsor their products to come up at the top here. So no matter how you sort this, low to high, high to low, this area should always be at the top if those products are available. And also in view, I just want to let you know there is list and grid view, but you also have a way to customize. So when you get comfortable, you can come in here and customize the way that you want your products to show and save it, and they'll always appear that way for you. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that search now for quantity, 100 minimum, apply. It's going to search through those 108 products now and show me the ones that meet all my criteria, and I can order in at least 100. Now I have 66 products from 10 suppliers. Obviously, we can work with 66 products and take a look at them. Meeting all my criteria, going to be 4 stars and up. Midwest regions are coming from. It's going to come in blue. My customer's requesting a general size, 12 to 18 inch, and I'm going to be able to create a virtual sample with them in my presentation. Okay? So we're going to learn about the clipboard now in the upper right-hand corner. If I click on it, there's no products there. This is a general temporary housing of products to save your products on. It will save products for 90 days. On the 91st day, they will fall off. So I'll always tell you when you see a product that you're interested in, you can say save. It will save it on that clipboard for 90 days. You can come into the quick view and save from here. You could save from a product detail page. You can even use these check marks, and as you're coming down a page, if you see some products that you like, you could check them off. You'll see a navigation come up here, copy to, and clipboard. So I'll always instruct you to keep everything on that clipboard. In case you multitask, you get pulled away, you'll come back, click on the clipboard, and those products will be here for 90 days. And I always pull my products from the clipboard to create a presentation. So let's go into a product detail page. So the first thing we see is the name of the product, and then we also see the product number. Okay? So the product number is the number the vendor's going to identify that product by. Over here to the right, you're also going to see what's called a CPN number. It stands for Coded Product Number System. Each individual distributor at ASI is given their own unique coded product number system. Your website might be defaulted if you have a website in your membership to see this number. Basically what it is it's a coded product number system. If you leave the general product number out there, or on the presentation it will show the CPN number, it's defaulted, not the product number. You can change that if you'd like to, but it stops your customer from taking that product number, shooting it out to 3 other distributors and asking for prices on that product number very easily. They could probably go search for that number out on Google also. So if somebody references you a CPN number, all you're going to do is place that number up here in your general search bar. The only rule is it has to say capital letters CPN. Okay, has to be. And we're going to say search, and your system will identify that product by either one of those numbers. Okay. Order button, that's going to allow you to create a sales order, in turn generate purchase orders, invoices, acknowledgments. That is not going to be reviewed in this particular training. That would be in the CRM orders training. Clipboard, I have a big button here, and if I click on it now, just so you know, if that product exists already, it will not allow you to duplicate it. So you cannot duplicate the products up on your clipboard. Request. Request is going to allow you to communicate via email these 3 types of requests to the vendor. If I click on it, it'll say request quote, sample, or catalog. If I click on this, it will automatically pre-fill an email for me, what exactly it is I need. It'll pull in their email address. It should pull in your contact information from your license. You can put in how many it is you need, when you need it, and you could say send. You can also copy yourself in, send yourself a copy by checking this off before you say send. Just an easy way for you to communicate, just like if you picked up the phone and talked to them, but it's via email. Create presentation. You can create a presentation with this product only by clicking here. I'm not going to show you this way, but it is an option for you if you'd like. You can go ahead and create the presentation from here. Send allows you to send information about a product as is. You cannot manipulate any of that information. It is in customer-friendly format, CPN number, and catalog price only. This allows you to pull your customer information from your CRM, your customer relationship manager. I can come in here and perhaps I want to pull in my customer's information here. If not, I would have to type in a separate email address, and I could say send, and again, it will send it as is. If you wanted to manipulate it and have it on a nice letterhead, that's when we're going to pull it into the presentation, okay? As we move down the page here, I do want to let you know there is a compare feature here. So when I click on compare individually, it will automatically put a product into the compare feature. Just so you know, also from your clipboard, you could do several things, and one of those things is put several products on your clipboard at one time. I could check them all off and say compare. It's going to put all those products into my compare feature at once, where you can click on compare here, and it will allow you to compare those products on a side-by-side basis. And there are other things that you can do, such as only look at special fields. You can print it. You can download it after you get things set up. I'm just going to back out of that and clear that out. Okay, so we're going to come down just a little bit further, and there's the check inventory. If I had to check the inventory on this particular product, I could from here. Also, our pricing grids. This pricing grid is the same as this pricing grid. This is in a vertical format, and this is in a horizontal format. But the other opportunity too, this particular vendor allows you to look at the catalog. I can click right here and I can view their live catalog. Okay. As we continue to move down the page, we also see an estimate shipping. Estimate shipping will allow you to estimate the shipping on a product. The vendor should supply how many products come in a package and how much a package weighs. It will always pull where that vendor is shipping from, and it'll always pull your location here. So if you were drop shipping this to a customer, you would probably want to update this address and say get estimates. The most important thing to remember here, this is not vendor specific. We'll show these three services for each product in the system is UPS, United States Postal Service, and FedEx. Actually, the Canadian-based products or vendors, I believe, show DHL also. Okay? So I would have to know how this vendor usually ships for me to utilize this. One of those things that when you're setting the account up with the vendor, you might want to make a note in your notes section how they ship until you get to know them, and that way you'll know which service it is that you need to quote off of. Okay. So we'll come down to our pricing. If you ever have to report a discrepancy with a product and a vendor, you can click right here. It will automatically go to the proper email address and you can provide information there. So here's pricing. This particular product has 3 pricing grids. One is 1 color, 1 location, obviously 4 color process and unprinted. So make sure you're at the right pricing grid when you're looking at it, depending upon what it is that your customer needs. So this particular product right here has 5 price breaks. I indicated by this 5R here means there's 5 price breaks on this product, and they suggest you sell them to the R. If you're familiar with from the industry discount code list, R represents a 40% profit margin. It is all figured out for you here in ESP. Okay. Here's your catalog price, less 40% because they recommend it sold to the R, brings you to your net cost and your profit. So what this price is probably not going to include also is a setup fee. If I come down to the imprint or come along the navigation now, I can come down to the imprint and I can see what the setup fee is going to be. Most likely it's called the setup fee. Vendors do call it a couple other things, but in most cases it's called the setup fee. Okay? So any of additional charges that you might need that might apply to your order should be located down here. They are shown in customer price only, list price. Your cost is shown by the price code. And in this case, a V representing 20% off means that my cost or your cost as a distributor would be 20% less than the $50. That's how all of these feeds will show. There's a product description down here and obviously production and shipping information, any safety compliance, and then their contact information again. So if you had a question about this product, you will want to pick up the phone, call the vendor, and always, always reference their product number. A vendor that has no idea what this CPN number means. We're just about done, and that concludes us almost with going over the products. There are a few other things I just want to let you know. In the upper right-hand corner is your user icon where we went to go to Preferred Supplier Notes and Admin. You also have the opportunity to manage your account here and preferences. Manage your account will allow you to update your address, your email, your user, and your password if you wanted to go ahead and do that. Preferences, just so you know, is where you would go if you wanted to update some of your preferences. Okay? So preferences allows you to also work with what's called a client safe mode, but there's a shortcut right here. So let's just say I wanted to use ESP in front of my customer and I wanted it to be client safe. I can come here and I could just click on turn on, and now you're in client safe mode. It is not going to show any of your costs or any of the supplier information. And you can come up here and turn it on and off very easily. Okay? All right. So if you ever need additional help with ESP, just so you know, our information, our phone number is located right at the bottom. Technical product support is available to you Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and that is in Eastern time as we're located in Pennsylvania. Also, the question mark in the upper right-hand corner will be there for you when we're not available. If I click on that, that brings you to our knowledge base within our corporate website. You can come here and type in a question, and it will bring you to the closest article that will assist. Also, you can contact us in other ways by clicking here. You can email us. There's actually usually a way to chat with us here and a callback feature. I always want to show people this. If you need additional training, when we search for the word training, you're going to see this first line. Of course, it shows it all separately, but you can go into ESP training and it will show all training at once. You always have ongoing webinars available to you. There is no additional cost for these as long as you're a member of ASI. You can click here on any of these titles, ESP, ESP websites, and CRM orders. We offer these webinars on a monthly basis. You can click into any of these subtitles to see the calendar to sign up for them. If you scroll down, we also have more on-demand videos here that you can watch for any of the other products that you may have, your website, CRM orders, that will always be here also. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today. If you need further assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your day.